I'm Jasper, and I'm the grading expert.
My name is Espen, I'm the tool person.
Hi, my name's Olive, and I am the vacuum pump specialist.
My name is Aiden, and I am the weather specialist.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm the history expert.
My name is Ryan, and I'm the tapping specialist.
Hi, I'm Finn, and I'm the line specialist.
I'm Aiden Tibbetts, and I am the Sugar Bush management specialist.
Hi, I'm Crown, and I'm the boiling specialist.
Hi, I'm Master James, and I'm the filtering queen.
My name's Shannon, and I'm the bottling expert.
Hello, my name is Sam, and I'm the Maple Products Manager.
I'm Ben, and I'm the maple production expert.
Maple syrup is categorized into 4 different grades: golden, amber, dark, and very dark. The darker the grade, the stronger the taste. In general, the first 3 are sold for home use or as gifts, whereas very dark has such a strong taste, it is sold for industrial use and a food applicant. Golden, grade A, tends to have 75% light transmittance rate or above, whereas amber has 74% to 50%.
So, for sugaring, there's a variety of tools. We have our tap puller, clippers for cutting the line, fittings for the hoses, tape for measuring circumference of the tree, two-handed tool for joining the tubes, our hook for hooking the wire to the main line, and our hoses.
Okay, so the sap comes in this line. This will connect to the main line. The pressure gauge keeps the pressure around 20, depending on how big the operation is. This is our pressure release. This is the vacuum pump. It's a pin action pump. When the pin is down, it pulls the sap through the tube into this half of it, and then when the pin is up, the pump will push the sap out through the thick tube into our sap collection bin.
The best time of the year for sap flow is in the early spring months of March and April. The best weather for sap flow is when it gets down to 20 degrees during the night and up to 40 degrees during the day. This thawing and freezing period causes substantial sap flow.
There are 2 main stories that are believed to be true. The first, I'll tell you one. It is a Native American chief threw a hatchet at a tree. He came back the next day to retrieve it, and there was sap oozing from it. He collected sap to cook with his venison, and it tasted really good. So he came back the next day to get more sap, and they realized it was the sap from the maple tree that they got that made it taste really good.
Here at Thetford Academy, we use 2 different types of taps. We have our tap lines, which takes up the majority of our taps with over 150, and then we also use spiles and buckets as a more traditional way. When it comes to tapping and going up to a maple tree, you want to look for tap scars, and if there is one present on the tree, like this one, you want to drill either 6 inches to the left or the right, or 12 inches up and down for maximum sap flow and to help the tree heal faster. When tapping, you want to drill at a slight up angle, and you want to make sure you go in about 1 inch deep to get the maximum amount of sap, and you tap in your spile and you hook up your bucket, and that's it.
This is our sugar bush. This one is 3/16 of an inch. This is the main line. It connects many different lateral lines, which are the ones branching off of the main line. This is a drop. It's the tap that comes out of the tree and connects into the main lines or lateral lines. All of these are gravity fed, and they're flowing pretty well today. They're under vacuum, and we found that the 3/16 inch lines are They have a higher vacuum than the 5/16 inch lines.
So this is the sugar bush, and to have a healthy sugar bush, some trees you would need to cut so they don't tower above the maple trees, so they can get the most amount of sunlight. That also includes invasive species and bushes and vines that can also kill the trees. By doing so, those plants don't suck up all the nutrients from the soil, so the maple trees can have the most amount of nutrients so they can produce the sap and stay alive.
So in the sugar house, we have our boiling pan, and from the warming pan, we fill with sap, and then the sap will flow into the boiling pan. And then once the sap reaches the right temperature, after the water has evaporated and the sugars have caramelized and it reaches the right density, we'll draw off into a pot, and then finish boiling, and then we'll have maple syrup.
Hi, I'm Ashton Jameson, and I filter our syrup. This is our first filter, our pre-filter. This is what we use to get all the niter out, potassium nitrate, otherwise known as sugar sand. This is our final filter to catch the finer stuff inside of our syrup that you don't want in it, because it'll make it look nasty.
So before you bottle, you want to have your bottles sanitized, and once they're sanitized, you'll either have the syrup at 190 for glass or 180 for plastic. Once you have the syrup in there, you'll tighten the lid and then lay it on its side or upside down, and that creates an induction seal and sanitizes the lid, as well as ensures that the lid is on tight enough. If you bottle correctly, the syrup will last forever.
There are a lot of things you can make with maple syrup. There's maple candies, there's maple sugar, there's even maple butter, which is a spreadable maple syrup product. Maple candies are made by just using normal maple syrup and then boiling them at a very high temperature to make them boil off the excess water so it can be formed into candies like hard candies or the sweet melt in your mouth sugar candies.
80% of the world's maple syrup is made in Quebec. The other 20% is made along the East Coast. Vermont is the largest producer of maple syrup in the United States. It takes about 40 gallons of sap boiled down to make 1 gallon of maple syrup, and 1 gallon of maple syrup costs around $40.
Jesus.